Today, we're going to go over artificial intelligence, how it sets up, how it works, and the benefits of using AI in our video systems today. So I'm going to go right into the product features section. And this is where we actually show right off our website all the different features that we have that InvidTech offers, some of our differentiators. So we talk about cloud storage, which we offer 6 months of cloud storage for free on new installations. We have some powered PoE by PoE monitors. We offer color and night cameras, license plate recognition, auto tracking, PTZs, multi-lens cameras. And we're going to be doing trainings like this every Friday for the next few months to kind of go over all the different features and benefits that we offer, some of the differentiators as well. If anybody has any recommendations on things that they're looking for in particular, any training sessions that they'd like to go over in more detail, please let us know as we're going to continue to roll these out. Today, we're going to specifically be talking about AI technology. So that's human and vehicle classification. So what is AI technology with human and vehicle classification? AI technology offers line crossing and intrusion detection that triggers the camera to record. You could set up lines and areas within a camera's view that will trigger the camera to record when it's tripped. These lines are set either a single direction or both. And then we can do, the cameras will only trip when it detects a human or vehicle. So we can really limit the amount of false alerts that we get. We could have it set up to do push notifications. We could search back by that video. We're going to show you how that works from the web interface. We're going to talk about how that works from the central management software, and we'll even show it to you from the mobile app too, which is really beneficial. There's no licensing. It's a one-time fee, which is just buying the cameras and our NVRs. On this section, it shows you some of the demo videos that we already created. So what AI technology is. One of the best clips that are on here goes through one of the auto tracking PTZs, which I'll show you, and this is right on our YouTube page. So we have two lines drawn here. And as Travis here walks past the line on the right-hand side, the PTZ will actually track him until he goes out of the field of view. Once he goes out of the field of view, it'll actually come back to the main home position. And remember, it's only tracking for human and vehicle classification. So you're only going to see this happen when a human or vehicle crosses over this line. Now I'm going to let John Schumann take over. He's actually going to show you and log into one of the systems to go through it through the web interface, how it sets up, how it looks, how it works, and then I'll come back and show you how it does through the mobile app.
How's everybody doing today? Okay, so yeah, so this is the web UI. I'm logged into the web UI here of one of our demo units. So to set up AI, you're going to go to your function panel, or if you're on the local monitor, you would have to circle with the 4 squares in the bottom left, and you would go to settings. Then you would see a similar interface here. You're going to go ahead and click on AI event, and you can go to people vehicle detection. Okay, and then simply all you're going to do is you're going to select the camera that you want from the list here at the top. Okay, you're going to enable your detection by IPC. Once you enable this, then you can draw a line on the screen. Okay, you can set a schedule for your line here. By default, it's going to be set to 24/7. There's also going to be a 24/5 and a 24/2 by default in here. 24/5 obviously being, Monday through Friday. 24/2 would just be the weekends. Or you could hit the manage button here and create your own schedule. Okay, so this is going to be the schedule that your AI events are covered by. Then you're going to go to your duration here. This is going to be your post recording. So how long it stays in the AI event post recording. Your pre-recording is going to be 5 seconds. Your post recording can be anywhere as little as 3 seconds to as much as 2 minutes. You can set up to 4 lines per camera. So if I wanted to, I could set up a secondary line. Just simply select 2, draw on the screen where I want to set my line. I could do a third one, set my line. And then also I can set the directions of my line. Okay, so right now it's by default set to A to B. So this would be just simply the entering this way from the A side to the B side. I can do B to A, or I can do both ways here. Okay, so that way the line is activated whether they're going this way or this way. Okay, and that's line crossing. Now another option for AI would also be intrusion detection, which we're going to cover here in a second. But once you have your line set and all this information in here, just go ahead and hit apply in the bottom right. And then you can go to your detection target section. You go to detection target, and this is where you're going to choose what the lines are triggered by. Okay, you can do humans, you can do vehicles, or non-motor vehicles. Okay, you can do a combination of these things, or I can just check if I just wanted one of these things. So if I only want the line to trigger for vehicles, I can just choose vehicles. If I only want the line to trigger for humans and vehicles, I can do a combination of those two. Non-motor vehicle would be like about a bike or a animal. Okay, I can set sensitivities to these lines here as well. Okay, once I have that set, I'll hit apply. Then I can go to my trigger mode, and this is where I can choose what I want to be triggered when that line is crossed. You know, I can make a snapshot occur. I can make a push notification go off, and you can turn this on and off from the app as well. I can make a buzzer go off on the unit. Pop-up video would be on the local monitor, so if I'm viewing like 16 cameras, this camera will pull a full screen when that line gets triggered by a person or a vehicle. I can make an email notification come through. And then for specialty cameras, you can have a white light trigger. You can have the speaker go off with a message. So those would be options in here as well. Record it's going to record it as an AI event. So it'll be like a teal color in your playback compared to with motion, it would be a yellow color in your playback. And your 24/7 recording would be a blue. Okay. Your alarm out triggers. So you can choose which one of your alarm outs will be triggered, whether it's on a camera specifically or one of the alarm outs in the back of the unit. Simply just check the box for it and move it over to the side. Okay. I can trigger presets. So I can also, let's say I have a PTZ camera and I want to look in a specific direction once that line gets triggered. Well, I can go ahead and go to the PTZ camera, set up a preset, and then select it from the list here. Once I select the preset, once that line gets triggered by a person or a vehicle, that camera will then pan to that preset. Okay. Once I have all this stuff set, I go ahead and hit apply. And that's setting up line crossing. Now, intrusion detection, very similar, but a little bit different. You can only do one or the other. So you can't have both activated at the same time. Just keep that in mind. So it's either line crossing or intrusion detection. Okay, so same thing with this. Clear this out. I'll go ahead and check the box if I want this enabled. And then on the screen, an intrusion zone, it's like connecting the dots. So I go ahead and click, puts my first point. I click again, it connects to my second point. I can click again. And you can put this around maybe a restricted area, maybe a parking spot. You know, a lot of different options here for how you can utilize this. Okay, once you have your detection zone set, you can go ahead and choose your schedule. So same thing as the line crossing. And then you can choose what the rule is for your intrusion zone. So if somebody appears, that means if they're in the box, okay, if they suddenly appear into the box, so they can cross from any 4 quadrants. If you do cross, it's anytime any of these lines are touched and crossed by a person or a vehicle, okay, and that will trigger it. I can choose whether it's by entrance or exit for my crossing. And then again, I can choose my duration. So this is going to be my post recording, how long it stays in the AI event once it's done. Okay, little as 3 seconds and as much as 2 minutes. And you can do up to 4 areas per camera. Okay, so if I wanted to, I can do a secondary zone by just simply pointing, clicking, connecting. And then once you're all done with that, just make sure you hit apply. Everything else is going to be the same. You have your detection target. You can choose what the intrusion zones are triggered by. And then I can do my trigger mode. And this is going to be the same options as your line crossing. And that's setting up the AI functionality. What this looks like once it's set up, you can go to your intelligent analytics. And once you're in your intelligent analytics, you can do a vehicle search. So this is only going to populate footage from your vehicles. So anytime the vehicle has crossed any of our lines, it's going to trigger it. Okay, so like Matt said before, we have a cross line set up here, and this is our auto tracking PTZ. And I can click any of the thumbnails. It's going to play me the video clip of when it captured them. This is another AI camera or 180 camera. and I can click any of the thumbnails. It's going to play the clip. I can check the box for it, and I can click backup. It'll save it right to my PC. Or if you're doing this from the unit itself, you can check a box for it and click the backup button and save it directly to a thumb drive. Okay, and that's vehicle searching. Okay. We also have an LPR camera. So this is capturing license plates as they drive by. Okay, and then you have your human body section here. So this is where it's going to be looking for when humans cross that line. If I do a search for that, anytime a person has crossed any of our lines that we have set up, it's going to give me a snap for them as well. Click on the thumbnail, play the video clip of when it captured the person. There you go. Okay, and same thing with these. You can check the boxes and back them up. In your playback, what this looks like, I select an AI camera, do a search. You're going to notice the different colors like I was talking about. So your yellow is obviously your motion recording, and your teal is going to be your AI event. So I can pretty much guarantee that it's going to be a person or a vehicle anytime I see a teal color. We got a little turnaround here in that car. Okay, that's what that looks like. And then also you can utilize the CMS software. Search for these events as well. So if I pull up my CMS software, from my home section here, I can go to by event. And I can select the camera. I take the PTZ camera and I do a search. And then down here at the bottom here, where it says manual, schedule, motion detection, sensor, face event, target counting, I can turn off all this other stuff and then just do a search for my AI events. And anytime it's an AI event, it's going to trigger it because it's crossing our lines. And I can hit the playback button to play back the clip. Here you go. Get your pre-recording by 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden the vehicle comes in at about 5 seconds at the clip, and it's going to play that clip out for you. I'm going to turn it back over to Matt here, but that is setting up your AI and doing your searching for AI events.
And if anybody has any questions, you could start asking them in the question and answer section, in the chat section, and then we'll answer them right after this portion of it. So we showed you how to set up analytics, set up AI, human vehicle classification from the web interface, and then also from the central management software. One of the real benefits of using the Invidtech Paramount system for AI is the ability to do the same thing from the mobile app as well. So this is just a quick YouTube video to show you how it looks and works.
Okay, in this video, we're going to show you how to do the search by events, which is similar to the search by AI events, but instead of going to the camera directly, you're going to open up a separate menu. So in this case, we're going to pull up the AI camera here. Okay, we're going to hit the 3 dots in the bottom right-hand corner of the bottom of the menu. We'll choose search by event. Okay, in this case, we're going to choose vehicle, and we can choose a start time, end day, end time, end day, the camera. So in this case, I want to select only my LPR camera. So I'll deselect all these cameras, leaving only the LPR. Okay, we're going to do the type, and I'm going to uncheck all except for vehicle. Okay, and I'll leave all 3: vehicle detection, comparison, recognition, success, and a strange plate, a plate that may not be registered. Okay, you can have your target type, a car or a non-moving vehicle. In this case, we want both selected here. And you can go ahead and select a plate number if you knew the beginning part. So let's do it without a plate number first. We'll do a start search. Okay, and this is gathering all the information from today so far. As you can see, 8:17, all the way from this morning at 8:24 to current time, 13:59. Okay, the other type of search is also body, and this goes with a AI camera. So in this case, we'll go ahead and deselect all the cameras except for the AI camera. Okay, we're going to choose a type. So I have line crossing. So because I'm looking for body, not vehicle, and the AI cameras are based on event triggers or true event triggers for human and vehicle classification only. I have my camera set up for line crossing. I'll go ahead and select that. We'll choose today. And unlike the first where we did vehicle, where it just showed the cars coming through, now this is showing where the humans are. Okay, so we can see here, this individual, there's a line cross set up. Right in front of his van is where that virtual line is. So he crosses that line, and that's what allowed him to trigger the event. Okay, we also have this individual here, and he was standing on the phone, so there was another virtual line right there on the curb where he's standing. Okay, so you will also see if you scroll in on the time. Okay, so the pink signifies the AI event. And so again, if I rewind and you see it, there he is. And if I go to the end, the motion, he's now out of the frame. Okay, I also had another AI event here, so I can actually go backwards. And as it plays, this is a vehicle, but this is all your AI events here. When you go into the actual search and you chose just body, it's only going to give you the results there.
So that is all that we had for you guys today. We wanted to go over what analytics were, just do a quick, training on that, show you guys how it looks, how it works. And all of these trainings will actually be recorded and be sent out to you guys. If there's any questions, please put them into the chat section now. We could read them off and start answering them. We could do full training courses for you guys if you'd like to. Just let us know if there's anything else of interest as well, because we're going to be doing these, like I said, every Friday, pretty much for the next couple months. So we're going to go into the Q&A section now. If anybody wants to see anything else specifically, this is a good time to let us know, and we can go through some of that stuff as well. Some of the questions that came in so far. How accurate is the recognition of cars from the front or rear versus the side? There's no percentage numbers, so vehicles are run through the AI database when loading the algorithm. So as long as the vehicle isn't too far away or smaller based on the field of view, then it will detect as a vehicle, whether it be the front, back, or the side. Good question. John, do you see that question?
Yeah. So you can't highlight an actual object at this time. So it's not like you can select an object and necessarily see when it's gone. One thing that you can do is if you go to your search and backup section, right? I have to share my screen again. If you go to your search and backup section here, and you go to by time sliced image, okay, you can select the camera that you want. So for instance, I take our PTZ camera. You're going to see a bunch of thumbnails here of the days. Okay, so if I take, let's say, April 3rd, for instance, right? And what this is going to do is this is going to give me an hour by hour time slice. So this is at 2:30 p.m., this is at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So let's say an object or a vehicle, for instance, went missing. And you see the vehicle, I see the vehicle at 4 p.m., I see the vehicle at 5 p.m. All of a sudden at 6 p.m., the vehicle's gone. So I know sometime between 5 and 6 is when it went missing. So now I'll double click on my 5 and 6, and this is going to give me minute by minute intervals. Okay, so I can really hone in and try to find when that object, when that vehicle went missing. So no, you can't draw necessarily like an area around an object and try and see when it went missing, but you can do this. This can maybe help in a situation like that, where you can really sift through your video clip, and then I can double click on any of these clips, and it'll play the video clip for me here on the left, starting at that time. That maybe just be an option in a situation like that.
Somebody asked if there's any in-person hands-on training at any of the distro locations. Of course there is. Nick, you just got to let us know where you're located, and we can have that set up for you. We have reps that are nationwide now, that we could do any type of local hands-on training whenever you would like. So we'll take your information, reach back out to you after this and see where you're located so we can set up a local hands-on training. Will the AI features of the Protect series eventually work on Paramount? Currently, no. That if you're using a Protect series camera, they would have to work on the Protect series NVR. but the AI works very similar to that, Corey. So we'll touch base after this too, and go through some of that with you as well. What about the hard drives that record they need to be formatted for the NVR? They do definitely have to be formatted on the NVR side before utilizing them. So once they're formatted, then the AI would work. That's not an issue. Hands-on training for New York-based techs. We could do that anytime you guys would like. We actually just opened up a demo center, which is basically across the street from our headquartered office. So we have a full tech center set up. It just opened up 2 weeks ago. We're just adding new cameras and products into there now. It'll be fully functional within the next 1 or 2 weeks. So we'll have all different demo systems up there, all of the different integrations that we're working on with access control. So it's going to be really something that we're going to be using every single day. We hope to use it all the time, multiple times a day, to do trainings, whether it be for dealer integrators. If the dealer integrator wants to bring in any end users to show them any of the equipment, it's going to be more of an experience type center. So it's something that we're really excited about. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for your guys' time today. If you have any other questions, you can call us anytime. If anything comes up again, please ask away and let us know if you guys would like any in-depth training on any of this equipment or anything else that we offer, because we're going to be running these training sessions routinely every Friday, twice a day for the foreseeable future. Thank you again. We appreciate your time and have a great weekend.